but I'm having problems, real problems with this one. So it runs like a little dream. You can see here, look, pulling forwards and backwards nice and smoothly. But as I come round the layout, it just gets caught. And I've cleaned the track, other locos go past, and it's slight undulations in the track. I'm losing connections with the plungers underneath. As I say, the same thing's happening on the other circuit that I've got here, and it is the plungers. So I don't know how to service the plungers. I can't find anywhere how to service them. So if anybody has some advice, I would be very, very grateful. Hi, a very warm welcome back. So thank you ever so much to everybody who's made suggestions on how to get this beautiful Bristol Castle running. I think the consensus seems to be around a couple of things: is the position of the plungers in relationship to the wheels, and the tension of the spring on the top of the motor that holds the brushes onto the motor armature. So what I'm going to do is let's just separate the tender from the loco, and let's get into it a little bit. Now if I just hold a straight edge up to the wheels on here, I don't know if that's showing on the camera, but I've got a considerable gap between the plungers and the ruler there. I'll just try and rotate it around, you may be able to see it. So I think what I need to do, there's been a couple of suggestions. One is to take a file to the flat or the crimping on the top of the plunger to allow them to move down. The other is that somebody said these are push fit, although quite a high tolerance, and to actually you can tap them down. So I'm going to give that a try first. Failing that, then we'll go to sort of the more aggressive filing of the part. What I've done is I've just pushed the plunger up and got an edge onto the edge of the plunger there. Sorry, not the actual plunger, but onto the collet. Just giving it a little tap to push it down. And both plungers have moved about 1 millimetre. And you can see, particularly this one, that it's now touching the rule. So I'm hoping to see an improvement with that. So at the moment, I'm going to hold fire with doing sort of permanent correction, as in filing these flats down. Just checking that's showing up on the camera. So these flats, the recommendation is to file half of those off to allow the plunger to come down. And I'm just going to see if that's improved things. Right, the other thing I want to do is to change the tension in, as I say, in this spring. So let's just drop this body back off. Right. So this spring on the top here that puts tension through onto the pickups onto the armature, the brushes onto the armature. The word that was used is less is more. So what I'm going to do is just release the tension off of that, and try and bring these just around a little bit to try and put them back on with just a minimal amount of force, like so. That looks pretty good. And then the final thing, I just going to give this, well actually I've already done that, giving this a little clean over. You can see it's nice and shiny now. That's just the plug that sits into the tender like so. Okay, let's pop this back together and let's go and give it a little test run. Right, let's see if I've got an improvement. So just apply, oh look at that, it's already, look at the control over it. That's a vast improvement. I think we need to get the body back on and go and give this a good run round on the proper layout. So just take this opportunity to thank everybody who's messaged in with suggestions and comments. And yeah, as I say, pushing these two plungers, just giving them a little tap so they're making better contact. and it does seem that sort of reducing the tension in this spring has made it run a little bit smoother. So yeah, very successful. So thank you ever so much. And one final thing that was pointed out with the recommendations for the Loco is that this was actually sold in a set as well and came with a couple of coaches. I'm just going to lift one of the coaches out here and show you these. These are beautiful. You can see the interior inside, and these would have been the correct coaches. I believe these are the correct coaches that would have been sold in the set with the Loco. So I'm going to take these through, get them running on the layout, and yeah, let's pull these beautiful coaches around and see how they run. Okay, the moment of truth. Let's see if we've got an improvement. Nice gentle pull away, that's really good. Right, and this is a section of track that I had a problem on. Look at that. Beautiful. Send it all the way round. Absolutely beautiful runner now. No hesitation, no stuttering, no problems at all. So I'll just bring it back round into shot. So again, a very big thank you to everybody who's made recommendations. Yeah, really pleased. Such a simple little change, just giving them a little tap and bending the spring, and it's done absolute wonders. Engine runs beautifully. So let me indulge myself, and I'll take some shots of the Loco running and then some shots with the coaches running behind.